Okay. Uh, Hello, good morning and good evening, and welcome to the Business Cast. And in today's session, we will be discussing managing disputes in cross country supply chain using blockchain. Hi, my name is Tarun, and alongside with me is Ravikash. In our previous business cast, we talked about the business case of procure to pay, where we looked at various business processes ranging from supplier A organization, supplier B organization, as well as supplier C organization. In today's session, we will do a deep dive with the same process of procure to pay, but various challenges being faced by different business entities while the material is being shipped from one country to another country. Over to you, Ravikash.
Thanks, Tarun. In this webcast, we would like to focus on the usual disputes in cross-country supply chain and how they can be managed using blockchain through DL Asset Track platform. Cross-country supply chain is nothing but import and export in international business parlance. International business is the production and sale of goods and services between countries. Businesses typically produce goods overseas due to lower labor costs or taxes, and they sell products and services in the global market because of high potential of gaining a larger audience, new customers, and increased revenue. Business case of an automotive manufacturer would be importing tires to Canada. As we can see, international supply chain involves an array of stakeholders, numerous documents, multiple systems, and a lead time which ranges from days to months. In this typical case, the cross-border trade starts with an international buyer in the procurement team of importing organization issuing a purchase order, a supplier located in a different geography. Based on the supplier would manufacture the goods and dispatch them to the container depot through a freight forwarder. This container depot can either be an inland one or at the port depending on the location of the supplier. The freight forwarder would do the export clearance formalities, get the export cargo custom cleared and deliver the document to the shipping line at the port of loading. Here the shipping agents would coordinate and get the shipment of cargo through the ocean liner, which would be eventually received at the port of discharge of importer country. From there, the cargo would be moved to the nearest inland container depot where the importer would engage a custom house agent to do the import formalities. Post custom clearance, the goods would be dispatched to importer's factory store through a local freight forwarder. The storekeeper or the inward team of the importer would do the physical quality and quantity check before creating the goods receipt in the importer's ERP. Post the accounting of goods in the inventory, the accounting team would do a reconciliation, post which they would pay to all the involved parties based on the contracts who are involved in the entire supply chain. Now, if you deep dive in the supply chain, then there are numerous documents which are generated and shared with different stakeholders. Traditionally, these were shared through couriers and fax. However, lately, emails have emerged as the most preferred way. We can see that the POs are issued by the import buyer of the purchasing organization in the ERP and shared to the supplier through emails. The supplier would create the necessary order in their ERP and post the manufacturing of the goods. They would generate the invoice, packing list, and get the necessary export documentation done before handing it over to the freight forwarder. Freight forwarder would do the export filing with the government authorities, that is customs, and get the shipping bill, which they'll hand over the cargo along with the documents to the shipping agent. The shipping agent would generate the bill of lading in their legacy system and again share all this bill of lading with the supplier or the freight forwarder via email. Similar kind of processes will also be conducted at the port of discharge or the importer's country, wherein the custom documentation would be done on web-based application and the various data would be shared over emails. Once the goods reach to the assembly plant, the goods receipt will be done in the importing organization's ERP, and post which the payables would pay or create the payment instruction in their own systems. So throughout this supply chain, we can see that there are numerous systems which are in place, which are making the lives of the various participants pretty much easy in their organization. But because these are disconnected systems, they are liable to have various errors, which eventually are being raised as disputes by the different stakeholders. As we can see that there are various touch points where, because of the generation and regeneration of this information, either manually or through system, there are issues which are being raised by the importing organization or the importer's custom house agent for the various issues of either the invoices or bill of lading data or the clearance issues. But before moving, we would also like to understand that what is the solution? How can we minimize these disputes? So one of the key solutions which we propose is the blockchain, which facilitates the intercompany interaction and collaboration among the stakeholders, being a single source of truth and the consistent view for all stakeholders, be it the buyer or the supplier or the various stakeholders involved. It minimizes the disputes and any need of reconciliation, which eventually increases the efficiency of the entire supply system. So, moving on, we would like to highlight various generic issues which are being faced by these stakeholders and how the DL platform dispute management suite can help to manage this set of disputes in the most effective and the time-bound manner. Talk about the very first one. The custom house agent cannot file custom clearance because there are incorrect data which is present in any of the documents. There are also issues related to the goods quality, which are usually noticed by the inward team who creates the GR in their store, and they want to highlight the packaging issues. Similarly, pilferage issues are another set of issues which keeps on occurring in the international supply chain. So let me show how the raise dispute feature of DL platform can eventually help to manage this kind of disputes. So moving on to the platform, I have logged on to the platform using the custom house agent. Herein, I'll log into the business workflow and let me check this particular instance, number 13, which has come to the customs house agent. By looking into the details of this, the custom house agent checks into the details of this particular instance. He sees the bill of lading is present. He wanted to check it. The bill of lading can be seen over here. Oh, he finds that the bill of lading is blank. There is an incorrect document that has been attached. So before accepting itself, he raises a dispute. Incorrect BOL attached. And by clicking this hit button, one can raise the dispute. So I'm just clicking this show timeline. Herein we can see that instead of accepting it, it has been forwarded to the auditor. The reason why it has been forwarded to the auditor is because there is some mistake. So auditors are nobody but the senior people in the team, or we can also form a cross-functional teams who can look into these exceptions wherein the team is facing issues. So now the auditor has to look into their data and correct it. So let me quickly log out and log in. So after logging into the platform using the login credentials of the auditor has to come on the business workflow screen, wherein he has to go on that particular workflow. He or she will quickly find the instance on which the dispute has been raised by looking at the color of that particular instance. The auditor will go into the details of that particular instance. We'll click on the resolve dispute and try to understand, okay, incorrect VOL attached. We'll try to see that what is the VOL that has been attached. Okay, so he'll coordinate, he or she will coordinate with the concerned people and get the correct document. And then in this particular specific field, he'll put a correct bill of lading document. Once attached and updated, the auditor will go on the resolve button and put the necessary comment, correct bill of lading attached. And upon hitting the resolve button, you can see that this instance has moved to custom house and again. So post this, the custom house agent and file the import clearance documents. So this is the way how the resolve dispute feature enables the concerned team to get a solution with an acceptable TAT. Another issue which has been observed are related to data mismatch issues in the invoice, packing list, POs, and because of which the various entities like custom authorities at the source and destination, they keep on raising the queries. If we are generating the data at one place or generating the invoice and packing list on the platform itself by using the key data points inputted by the various stakeholders, these issues can be avoided. Similarly, the quality issue observed for the goods that has been received, this has also can be highlighted by using the auto dispute feature. So the auto dispute feature automatically detects this particular instance is at the assembly plant level. So send to assembly plant. So I'm looking at the details at the assembly plant. And the features over here, one can see the commercial invoice, performer invoice, packing list. These are generated by the platform by taking the key data inputs from the supplier organization itself. So the inward team can see the bill of lading, shipping bill, country of origin, fumigation documents, and everything is well in place. They can accept this instance, and they can update by looking at this certificate. Okay, they find that there is some issue, so they'll take some photographs, attach it on the platform, and they say that QC status is fail. The moment they click, they select the fail and they update and send it. You can see in the left hand side that system has raised a dispute for this particular instance. The reason why system has raised the dispute is because it has failed. It has went to the auditor, who will again look into the issue. So different kind of system logic can be put in place in the platform, wherein the various attributes data point and can be immediately highlighted to the auditor basis the data check. So system implements the 2i 4i principle, through which they usually try to correct or highlight the issues in the data points at the data origination point itself. Another feature is the withdrawal dispute. In case if somebody in the team has some confusion and they raise the dispute, and based on the confirmation, based on the discussion, they feel that the dispute has been raised mistakenly, then one can go on the platform and they can withdraw the dispute by putting in dispute by mistake. Dispute by mistake. So one can withdraw the mistake. And they can put the correct data points. So these are the few features which are available under the dispute management suite of DL platform, and which makes the dispute management in the international transportation very easy. Over a couple of years, we have seen that our clients have been able to reduce their disputes by almost 97 to 98% by using the dispute management feature of the DL platform. Stay tuned to know more about other features of DL platform. Thank you and have a nice day.